Ukraine-Russia crisis. What to know about rising fear of war. A series of high-level talks are in the works to avert the threat of war as Russian troops mass by the tens of thousands on the borders of Ukraine. 2:17. Paris. A series of high-level talks are in the works on Tuesday to avert the threat of war as Russian troops mass by the tens of thousands on the borders of. Russian President Vladimir Putin is expected to make an appearance with the Hungarian Prime Minister, and anticipation is high that Putin will speak publicly about the crisis for the first time in weeks. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is taking a break from his troubles at home for a meeting in Kiev with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The Kremlin also announced Putin's in-person meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron in the foreseeable. What are the US and Europe doing against potential cyber attacks? A top White House cybersecurity official is in Europe meeting with US allies to help coordinate efforts to defend against and respond to potential cyber attacks. Launched by Russia against Ukraine and others. Anne Neuberger, the Deputy National Security Advisor for Cyber and Emerging Technology, is traveling to Brussels and Warsaw during a week-long trip to meet with NATO allies, senior Biden administration officials said Tuesday. The purpose of the trip is to ensure that the US and its allies are prepared for all cyber-related contingencies if the situation in Ukraine were to escalate, officials said. Russia has launched significant cyber attacks against Ukraine previously and would almost certainly do so again as part of any operation against its neighbor. Such hostile activity against Ukraine could spread far and wide, as the devastating NotPetya attack did in 2017. Alan Suderman. What would a Ukrainian resistance look like? The eastern Ukrainian city of Kharkiv is divided between people who are enthusiastically volunteering to join a civil resistance to a potential Russian invasion and those who just want to live their lives. Which side wins out in Kharkiv, which is Ukraine's second-largest city and is just 40 kilometers, 25 miles, from where Russian troops are massing, could well determine the fate of the country. A guerrilla war fought by dentists, coaches and housewives defending a hometown of a 1,000 basement shelters would be a nightmare for Russian military planners, according to both analysts and U.S. intelligence officials. And that's exactly what many people in Kharkiv, and across Ukraine, say they're planning to do. Both our generation and our children are ready to defend themselves. This will not be an easy war, said Marina Seluiko, a 40-year-old baker who signed up as a reservist with her 18-year-old daughter in Kiev. Mstislav Chernov and Lori Hinant. Why does Russia say it didn't send a response on Ukraine to U.S.? Russia is denying that it has sent a response to the U.S. proposal aimed at de-escalating the Ukraine crisis. Multiple Biden administration officials said that the Russian government had provided a written response to the U.S. proposals, but Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Alexander Grushko on Tuesday told Russia's state RIA Novosti news agency that this was not true. The agency also cited an unnamed senior diplomat in the Russian Foreign Ministry as saying that Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov sent a message to his Western colleagues, including U.S. State Secretary Antony Blinken, about the principle of indivisibility of security, but said it wasn't a response to Washington's. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters Tuesday that there has been confusion. Russia's response to the U.S. proposals is still in the works, and what was sent were other considerations on a somewhat different issue. Lavrov and Blinken are scheduled to speak with each other on Tuesday. Daria Litvinova, Ukraine's security chief, warns against internal unrest. Ukraine's security chief said Russian forces massed on the border haven't made the kind of preparations that signal an imminent invasion, and he warned that sowing panic could lead to internal unrest that would benefit Moscow. Alexei Danilov, the secretary of Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council, told the Associated Press that about 120,000 Russian troops are concentrated near Ukraine and Moscow, but said an imminent invasion would require massive preparations that would be easily spotted. We can't allow panic in the country, Danilov told the AP. It's very difficult for us to maintain control over the economic situation when all the media keep saying that the war will start tomorrow. Panic is a sister of defeat. He said Russian President Vladimir Putin hopes to achieve his goal of destroying Ukraine through internal destabilization even without an invasion. Uraz Karmanow. Follow all AP stories on Russia and Ukraine tensions at https://apnews.com/hub/Russia-Ukraine.